I hauled 54 books for the month of January. I know, crazy. Hi guys, my name is Ezra and welcome back to my channel. So, as you can see, I'm rocking the 80s vibe right now, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I know everybody from the romance booktube community is doing the off-shoulder thing, and so I followed Bree at In Love and Words' tutorial on how to do it, and I think I overdid it a bit, but whatever. This is what I have, and this is what I got. I'm actually wearing the Rip Bodice shirt, the stay at home and read a romance. Stay home and read a romance. So I'm actually loving this shirt, and it's actually perfect for the off-the-shoulder look too. As I said, I did haul 54 books, but it actually includes library books. But for this book haul, I'm not including library books because the library books that I borrowed, some of them are still sitting there. I haven't read them, and the others actually went back unread. So I decided just not to include them for this haul. I'm just going to include the physical books that I purchased, the ARCs that I received, and the digital books that I purchased in the month of January. And I know I haven't posted it yet, but I do have a tracker for this, and I've been very religious in updating this tracker every time I acquired something. So props to Steph at the Novelty Corner, because I used her tracker as a basis and I added a lot of things on there. I'm going to share that tracker soon, so keep an eye out for that video. Anyway, let's move on to the book haul. So you guys know that I am co-hosting the Psy-Changeling Readathon with a few of my romance booktuber friends. I'll put a link in the description box below for all the hosts' channels and our first live show as well, because we had that, was it a couple weeks ago? It was hilarious. It was fun. And I was actually wearing the same shirt. Okay. I tell you, I love this shirt. So anyway, let's go to the haul. So I was talking about the Psy-Changeling Readathon, and I went on eBay and searched for the OG Psy-Changeling covers. And I actually found a lot that had 9 books on there. 9 books plus 1 anthology novella of all Psy-Changeling books. So I did buy that. So that's 10 physical books off of eBay. I calculated it. It's about $3.99 a book. So considering that it does take a while to hunt for the OG covers, I think this is a good deal. And it came with free shipping too. Now, I know there's been a bit of a debate about the covers of this book. A lot of romance booktubers that I have, and even the ones on Instagram, romance Instagrammers, actually don't like collecting the OG covers because the series is not very consistent in the covers that they have. I believe the very last book in this Psy-Changeling series, not the spin-off series, but just the Psy-Changeling series, has a very different cover than the others. So, So this series was published in 2006, and the covers really look a little bit dated, but I love them. I already shared the first 3 covers. If you watched my wrap up for January, you would have seen the books. So this is Slave to Sensation, a very classic cover. Then we have Visions of Heat, very, very hot. And we have Caressed by Ice. So this is Mr. Judd over here looking so cold and unapproachable. So he is a Psy. But look at his chest. Anyway, so that's the first 3 books. Oh, and I did not remove the stickers yet. Oh, this one is $1. Dang. But this is Mine to Possess. Ooh, clay is looking a bit hot here. Then we have Hostage to Pleasure. This is Mr. Clay. Not Clay. Dorian. And this is also $1. Then we have Branded by Fire. Then we have Blaze of Memory. This one kind of looks like CSI Miami with the shades. I have no idea why, but it looks like a CSI Miami cover. Then we have Bonds of Justice. This one was actually broken. It had a broken spine. The front part actually was torn out, and I did glue them back together, and I hope I did it well. So then the last book, which is book 9, is Play of Passion. So those are gorgeous, traditional, old school covers for the series. And the very last one that I got is Wild Invitation. So this is actually an anthology of 4 novellas. So the first novella is Beat of Temptation, and this is Tamsin and Nathan's book. So if you've read the Psy-Changeling series, you would know that Tamsin is the Dark River healer, and her mate is Nate. They have twin boys. I think their names are Roman and... oh, I can't remember. But they have twins, and these twins are so cute. They're so cute in the series. Well, they appear in like all the 3 books, or all the 4 books so far that I've read. Oh, the second novella is Stroke of Enticement. I have no idea who the hero or heroine here is. And then we have Declaration of Courtship, which is about Grace from the Snow Dancer, Shifter Pack, and another Snow Dancer lieutenant. So they did not mention that here. And then the last book is Texture of Intimacy. And then this is the Snow Dancer healer Laura and the Psy Walker. So I guess Walker didn't get a book, but he has a novella. So Walker is the other Psy that left the Psy-Net with Judd and the 2 kids. What's her name? Sienna and Toby. So there were 5 kids. There were 5 Psy. I think there was another kid that defected too. I can't remember, but help me remember. Anyway, so that's the novella anthology. I actually love the cover, and this one has the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge, because the whole world, the whole Psy-Changeling world is actually set in an alternate universe in San Francisco. So I love this. This is a great cover, actually. So that was my Psy-Changeling lot. I think it was a bargain, but although I did see like 3 of the books were only $1, but you know, looking for the actual books in bookstores, I really don't have time for that. I actually haven't been to a used bookstore since, well, it's been a year now, since I think the last time I went was in January. So yeah, we're in February now and I haven't been to one. All right, next is the book of the month books that I got for this month. I actually selected 3, and this is because I'm trying to use the credits that I have, because stupid me, last year, no, I think it was in 2009, I purchased a book of the month book and I forgot to unsubscribe or skip the month. So when I realized I had a few credits in there, I just started buying them. So I think I started buying in October of last year, and I have quite a few. But this time I did pick YA, fantasy, and a romance. So the first book that I got is Legendborn by Tracy Dion. This is actually a cover buy for me, but I have heard a lot of great things about this book. In fact, I think there was a few romance booktubers who said that this book was their top read of 2020. So I'm really excited to read this. The next book that I got from Book of the Month is Spinning Silver from Naomi Novik. This is a fantasy retelling of Rapunzel, I think. But this is YA, but a lot of adult readers and romance readers said that this is an amazing romance. I think fantasy romance with romantic themes. So I'm really excited to read this. I believe this is a second book. I'm not sure if this is book 2, but I know that Naomi Novik also had one, Uprooted, I think. That's also another amazing read. I haven't read it. In fact, I haven't read a YA book in like a couple years. Finally, the last book that I got from Book of the Month is The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai. So this is a Own Voices romance. Definitely this is romance, and I'm actually surprised that this time Book of the Month had a great option for romance that is also by an author of color, because Book of the Month doesn't really have a lot of great romance books, and they really don't have a lot of AOC books on their selection. So I'm really happy that they have this here, and I'm excited to read this too. All right, so let's move on to giveaways. I actually won one giveaway in January, and I have to tell you guys, I have been very lucky with Goodreads. I keep winning a lot of books and ebooks. It started, I think, last year. And I've never won. I've entered like thousands of giveaways and never won until last year. And I actually won quite a few. So this time, the book that I actually won is a book that I have been waiting to read. It's an arc for The Heiress Hunt by Joanna Shupe. Look at that. It has the classic clinch cover. Ooh, sexy. This is actually the first book in her newest series, so I'm really excited to read this. This is also a Gilded Age romance, so it's set in New York in the late 1800s to early 1900s, and I'm really loving that Joanna Shupe is just diving into the Gilded Age, because we don't really get a lot of Gilded Age romances, and if you know me, one of my favorite romance is a Gilded Age romance that was published in 1992. It is Lines and Lace by Megan McKinney. So one of my favorites. But I'm really excited for this book, and it's actually blurbed by Sarah McLean. So I'm excited. All right, so let's move on to my digital purchases. So I only purchased 2 ebooks this month, and I think that's amazing because I usually purchase a few. And I've tried to not do that. So I did purchase My Dad's Best Friend by Katie Robert, which is a contemporary erotic taboo romance. It is the 3rd book in her Touch of Taboo series, and I actually enjoyed it. I rated it 4 stars. The next ebook that I purchased is Wicked Passion by Nicola Davidson. This is a historical erotic romance. This is actually I think this is a trio throuple romance, so I'm excited, and it's a historical romance too. So I really enjoy historical romances, and it's really hard to find good taboo historical romances and erotic taboo historical romances. So this is a romance between 2 different male characters and 1 female, and I believe this is a throuple. It's a real couple, so I think the 2 guys also like each other, and they also like the girl. So I'm really excited to read this. I purchased this. I thought I was going to read it like this, but I hate the Psy-Changelings series right now because it's taking over my life. So I think that's that. All right, so the next batch of books that I will be sharing with you are digital arcs that I received in the month of January. So I'm really excited. I haven't read any of them, but I am excited for these books. The first book is Scoundrel of My Heart by Lorraine Heath. This is book 1 in her newest series. So I'm really excited for this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm really excited. I do love Lorraine Heath. I need to do a Lorraine Heath video. Anyway, I absolutely love Lorraine Heath. I've met her a couple times already. She is amazing, and her books are amazing too, so I can't wait to read this. The next arc that I got was The Warrior King by Abigail Owen. This is book 3 in her, I forgot the title, Inferno, I think it's Inferno series, but this is a paranormal romance between a phoenix and a dragon shifter. So I am excited. I absolutely love book 1 and book 2. Book 2, I gave 5 stars. It was amazing. And I can't wait for this book. I've actually been dying to read it. And I got this book maybe last week. So I'm going to start reading this book soon. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. The next arc that I received was How to Train Your Earl by Amelia Gray. I have no idea why I requested this book, but I love the cover, so there you go. The next arc that I got is All Consuming by J.C. Burton. I think I enjoyed like 3 or 4 books by her. I absolutely loved, I think it was book 2. I read book 2 in one of her series first, and it was about the heroine was kind of like the villain of the first book, and it was really great. So that was a sports romance, and this is a sports contemporary romance as well. So I am excited. The next book that I got is another historical romance. It is A Road to Remember by Emily Sullivan. And finally, the last book that I got is actually a book that has been published already, but I actually received it like a couple days before it was published. So I didn't have time to read it by the time the book published, but the book is Don't Kiss the Bride by Carrie Ann Cole. This is actually a taboo romance, a taboo age gap romance, and I believe the hero is her father's best friend, and they actually meet again during one of the weddings, and she goes back home and the guy is there. So as I've said, if you've read my goals video, I did say that I really wanted to read more dark romances and taboo romances. So this is what it is. So I can't wait to read this, and I know I haven't read it yet, but again, Psy-Changelings is my reason. Finally, the last book that I got is actually an audiobook. It's an advanced listening copy from Libro FM. This is First Comes Like by Alicia Wright, and this is the 3rd book in her modern romance series, and I haven't read it yet. Well, I haven't listened to it yet. I did start listening to book 1 in this series. I do have the copy of that book, but I didn't really vibe with it too much. I didn't really like it. At that point, I wasn't really liking contemporary romances, so I think that was more of like a mood thing, a me thing. So I haven't read it, but I do like the premise of this book because the heroine is a beauty vlogger. So as I've said, I hauled 54 books. That includes library books. I did unhaul 6 of those. I'm pretty sure that I'll probably borrow those books again, but at this time they have been returned, and I think I'm in a queue again for those books. So yay. And then I got a total of 14 physical books, a total of 8 ebooks, and 1 audiobook. I think that's great. I actually have a couple of Audible credits left that I haven't used. I actually don't have a book in mind that I wanted to purchase on audio, so for now I'm gonna leave it there. Anyway, please let me know if you've read any of the books that I mentioned, or how many books you hauled for the month of January. And if you've read any of the books that I mentioned, please let me know which book I should prioritize first. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in another video.